episode of autosave. Oh man, has it been a wild and crazy and out of the world week for games. There's been so much news that came out because both Summer Games Fest and the PlayStation State of Play that recently happened. I recently put up a little reaction video for both. Well, not little. The State of Play video was little. I did that ad hoc afterwards because I only got to catch it midway through after the fact. So that one's kind of like, I don't think it was done well enough. So I'm sorry if that's kind of like a piss poor video, for lack of a better word. But I was like really excited. I probably should have waited and gave him more time. But the Summer Games Fest one, that one was live. That was me watching it with one of my friends joining in real time. I didn't stream me watching it. I was just recording it. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, there was so many things that was announced. I wish I could stop saying I talk about disfluencies all the time and I'm over here using one constantly. There was so much news that came out. Wolverine looked real good. God of War Lawfei looked real good. Laufey. I think it's Laufey, right? Laufey. If whatever's the correct way of saying it, just put it in the comment section. That one did look good, but it looked more. It just that one didn't look different enough for me. It just looked like more God of War. Wolverine looked really good to me. Reminded me of Wolverine, the Origins game that came out on the PS3. The sad part is I am now a PC gamer, and like I said, if you watched the previous autosave episode, or even if you watched the little video I did for the PlayStation State of Play, I won't be able to play that game because none of Sony's first party games are coming to PC anymore. Largely in part due to the Steam Machine. News about the Steam Machine came out. I'll put the link from Polygon in the description so you guys could check that out. Steam Machine when it's shipping, and they apparently want to get it out. I think they said, if I remember correctly, I could be wrong. It could be summer or this summer, or I actually think it's probably gonna be around the winter time, probably holidays. But yeah, there's been a whole bunch of games coming out September. Summer Games Fest was nuts. Resident Evil Code. It was good. It was nuts in a good way, and it was a little disappointing for me. They announced Resident Evil Code Veronica remake, which is one of the classic Resident Evils, and people that know me know that I love the classic. My favorites are one, two, three, and Code Veronica. Funny enough, those are my favorite Resident Evils, the old school ones. Shout out to my boy Lightning. Me and him used to play Resident Evil together all the time. But Code Veronica's finally getting a remake. That should have justifiably been Resident Evil 3 because the Resident Evil 3 is more like an add-on to what was already in Resident Evil 2, but I digress. That's coming. They showed a bunch of cool little games. Guild Wars 3 coming out. My friends Lightning and Rubencito, they're like big Guild Wars fan. Like they try to get me into it so much. I bought Guild Wars 2. I got all the DLC. I just couldn't get into it because of the controls. For those kind of games, I'm not really like even though I'm a PC gamer, I'm not a keyboard and mouse player. If it's a hero shooter or a first person shooter and stuff, I will play keyboard and mouse. Hence why I got like, the Logitech mouse with all the buttons, and I have like a keypad and stuff. But it's hard for me to play things like MMOs and stuff on keyboard and mouse. I need to play it on a controller. So I'm hoping to finally be able to play this one on a controller with my friends because I know that they love Guild Wars. Guild Wars was a big pastime for them. I think there was a new Hitman that was announced also, which was really cool. There was a few games that I was interested in that I saw. If you haven't seen the Summer Games Fest video, check it out. That I was like, wow, these games actually look really good. Um, Final Fantasy they show more Final Fantasy 7, the remake. Uh, I I won't say that I'm not excited for the Final Fantasy 7 remake because I am excited for the Final Fantasy remake. My problem with the Final Fantasy remake and why I'm just gonna wait for all three parts to release and for them to bundle it together is what people don't understand is that if you ever played the original Final Fantasy, if you ever played the
Initial
original
defense.
Final Fantasy, you know that what they're basically splitting up into three $75 games, $80 games, whatever the cost is. Those were just one $49.99 game or $59.99 game that you bought back in the day for the PS1 with all three discs on it. Now, I understand that because of the enhanced graphics and the load times, things are, they may take a little bit more space. If and they couldn't just release all three at once, and Sony's actually getting more bang for their buck this way. But for me, having been a classic Final Fantasy player, I can't, I can't play that game. I just can't. Um, DBD, everybody knows me. You know that I like playing Dead by Daylight, which is DBD. I mean, I should explain that first. They showed something for a teaser for their next game coming. To me, it looked like what they were showing us was that we might possibly be getting another killer. They had already announced Jason Voorhees, if anybody didn't know, but it looks like they're now going to be, maybe we might be getting Pennywise from the It series. So are we getting two killers? I'm a little interested in seeing what's going on there. The other thing that they announced was a Saw game. I never played Saw myself, but Saw, I know it's a storied horror franchise. My friends have been into it, so depending on how the game comes out, I might play that. You know what game surprised me and continues to surprise me? Sonic the Cross Worlds Racing. There's so many cool characters coming to that game. I feel like that game is not getting talked enough. Pardon me, give me a second. I feel like that game is not getting talked about enough. And now they're getting Godzilla. Even Jellian is coming to the game and Avatar, which is wild. It's just so cool. I need to get that game for me and my son to play together. We talked about it, but we haven't actually got it. For us fighting game players, we're eating good. Marvel Tokan, as you saw in the previous video, if you watched it, because I know that it wasn't like the best video. They showed the Knights of Doom, which had Magneto, Green Goblin, and Carnage, and this marks Green Goblin and Carnage first time ever in an official fighting game, not a Mugen kind of fighting game that are made by fans, which is really cool. We're finally getting like official Marvel licensed fighting game versions of the characters. And they announced the Street Fighter 6 and the Summer Games Fest characters coming. What I found really cool is that there was three originals and then Tifa is coming to the game from Final Fantasy, which had been leaked a while ago. This was before I made my comeback on autosave, but I thought it was really cool that we're finally getting Tifa in a fighting game because it makes a lot of sense. There was also a game that was announced. Trying to think of it. I think it's called Stranger Than Heaven that had Tupac in it. And apparently they got the okay from the estate. But I just found it kind of crazy that they were able to get that. Uh what was the biggest surprise for me in the state of play though, out of everything that came? I think the biggest surprise to me, not the state of play, pardon me, Summer Game Fest, the biggest surprise to me was the fact that we're getting the last Ronin, which is a very emotional, very gritty, very tough as nails styles game, and it's being made by Platinum Games. If anybody knows Platinum Games, they made the Bayonetta series along with a lot of great action titles. So I'm really excited to see that one coming. But if anybody saw Summer Games Fest or State of Play, please let me know. I would love to see the feedback in the comments. Tell me what games that you like that are coming. Tell me what games that might have surprised you. Yeah, that because I'm super excited for the games that are coming and the games that we're getting. Um, I'm trying to think if there was anything else that I want to talk about right now. Yeah, those things took up so much that it's kind of hard for me to like really say whether or not I can think of anything else off the top of my head right now. I do plan on actually, this is more personal news for me. There should be two other videos hopefully coming soon. I do plan on doing a review of the Steam controller. No, don't get your hopes up. I'm not a teardown guy. I'm not a guy who breaks controllers apart. I work really hard for my money. If anybody knows me, I know I've got plenty of supporters even from my job. Um, I work really hard for my money, and I don't plan on tearing down a controller that cost me $100. If anybody knows, the Steam controller was $100, so it's kind of tough to see for me to tear it down. But I can only tell you my experience with the controller. I am a big controller guy. I like to consider myself one. I have several controllers. I have controllers from Fly Digi, from 8BitDo, from I got the Steam controller from GillyKit, from all these different companies. So I like to think of myself as like a peripheral connoisseur, right? So I have controllers from Razer. So I will be talking about that in an upcoming video. I don't want this. I want the autosaves to be more of a talking piece, tell you guys about the gaming news, tell you guys about what I saw. The other thing that will be coming is me and my friend Rox. We're gonna be doing a what would we like change, what would we like to be different with the Marvel Rivals characters. Just talking about the season in general. He said that he has like a manifesto, so I'm kind of excited to see what that looks like. There is one other game that's coming that I want to talk about that if anybody's played Godzilla games, and I'm only bringing this up because he was shown in the Racing World game, the Sonic crossover game. There is a Godzilla game coming that I am super excited about, called Godzilla Destroy All Monsters. I used to play that on the GameCube way back in the day. My son, when he's super into Godzilla, he played it as well. There's a remaster coming on November 3rd that was announced for Steam, PS5, Xbox Series X, and the Switch 2. I'll try to maybe include a link to the video there, but that's super exciting for me. But like I said earlier, that's everything with me. If I missed anything, please let me know. Yell at me in the comments. Let me know what you were excited about. And love, peace, chicken grease, everybody. That's the next episode of Auto Saves on the return of the boy. Bye bye.